There we go. Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Saturday night Asatru, Heathen, or Norse Pagan, whatever you prefer, prayer service. My name is Reverend Ben Kowalski-Grehek. I'm a Kothi, and this is presented to you by The Troth. Welcome, everyone. Take a look at the chat over here. Hello, Renata. I see you there. King, good to see you too. And Barbarian, good to see you too. Hello, Existential Crisis, my old friend. We've come to talk with you again. Glad you made it, Marcus. Wonderful to see you all here. Well, For those newcomers, people who've never seen one of these before, never watched a VOD, hi. Here's how this goes. First, we'll start with education. We're going to talk about this over here, this threefold method thing that's off on the right side of the screen. What is it? Where did it come from? Spoiler alert, I made it up. I'm not going to pass off my UPG as fact, but it is made up from accumulation of different facts and things that I've read in the literature over the past 20 years. So good to see. Good to see you over here. Yeah, missed you guys last week. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of loony going on. I was on a vacation, and I apologize to everyone for missing service this morning. Similar looniness. I know, 2:30 on a Sunday morning. Again, I apologize for not getting to our earlier service today. Hello, Duchess. Good to see you. Okay, we start with education. We talk about this threefold method, where it comes from, what makes it up, and then we're going to actually do this together if you want to. Now, I'm in no position to see what you're doing or see what you're up to, so I'm not going to be judging your form. No one here is going to be judging you because A, they can't see you, and B, I mean, why would they? It just doesn't make any sense. So the third thing we're going to do is we're going to do a short Q&A. If you have questions about Asatru, heathenry, Norse paganism, I'm Magodi. I should be able to answer some of those. And if you have questions about the organization that put this on, Troth, if you have questions about that, I happen to have the honor of serving as president, so I will happily answer questions about that too. The playlist we use for the service. The playlist I use for the service is unfortunately all AI generated stuff that I had to use due to the fact that I couldn't make the there's like a service that gives you like music that plays, so I just took like these little Norse mantras that I made up and I just set them to music. I don't want to be in the habit of like spreading AI stuff, so I use it for this, and that's just about what I do. So I wrote it down. So basically you're listening to my hypothetical Old Norse mantra project set to music. So anyway, what I wanted to get to after Q&A, nothing. After Q&A, we're done. So that's it. Education, then we're actually gonna do this together, and then we're gonna do Q&A. Great. Okay. Now, first thing, education. Where does this come from? How do we do this? First question that people usually ask when they're trying to do a prayer is, which way am I supposed to look? Which direction am I supposed to face? I'll help you out. So if you have an altar at home, which I know some of you do have an altar at home. If you don't, I'm not going to make you go out and buy one, but if you do have an altar at home, all you have to do is face that altar. So I'm facing mine. If you're facing yours, sounds good. If you don't have an altar at home, once again, I'm not going to make you go out and buy one. You don't need to buy anything in order to participate in Asatru heathenry or Norse paganism. You can simply pick one of two directions. One is east and the other is north. East, I believe, is mentioned in Bede as where the Saxons faced, and north, I believe, is mentioned in the sagas. There's a town of people that face to the north. I combine these two together and I say, if the sun is rising where you are, then you would face east. If the sun is setting or has set or it's nighttime, you would then go to the north. You face north, face east, depending on where the sun is. Sound good? Okay. Oh, back to service. Thank you, Duchess. Okay, so that's the first thing. So which way do you face? The second thing is blessing the space, because let's face it, we live in multi-purpose spaces. I am sitting in a basement. This basement is not always a holy space. This basement is sometimes an office. It's sometimes a gym. Sometimes it's a child's playroom. Sometimes it's a dirty laundry room. Sometimes it's a storage closet. That's what it is. We don't always have 100% of the time holy spaces. So what do? Well, in the old school, we used to do the hammer rite, right? Hammer in the north, hail and hallow this holy stead. Hammer in the east, hail and hallow this holy stead. And you just kind of proceed the directions like that. That's the old school way of doing it. And if you have been also through a heathen for a while, that's probably the way that you have seen it done before. I don't do it personally, a little bit too high magic for me. So what do we do instead of that? Well, a bunch of other people have figured out that fire is something that people use. Much more authentic to use fire. I read a blog today or some kind of meme where they were like, and these fake Norse pagans don't even use fire in their purification rituals. Like, bro, come on. Okay, so some people do use fire. What they do is it's either a torch or a candle or a lantern or whatever. They'll light that up and then they'll circumambulate whatever prayer space that they have. I do not have the benefit of such space. Sure, it looks cool in your palatial rural estate. If you have like several acres of land and some dedicated space for that. If you don't, like me, like, hey, I'm in a tiny space. That's not going to look as cool and could be a fire hazard. So what do we do, right? Oh, especially if you have asthmatics in the house. Right? If you got asthmatics in the house, now you've got a whole other problem on your hands, right? So what do we do? Well, take a tip from our friends from the East. That's right. Our Hindu friends, our Buddhist friends, for years, for their blessing of the space, they will use a bell or something like that to cleanse the space, to bless the space before a prayer or a meditation or something like that. And I figure, that sounds good. That sounds like that sounds like a really smart solution to the whole thing. Let's bring that in. So brought that in. So either we ring a bell 3 times, we ding a ding 3 times, or we clap our hands 3 times. I'm not going to make you go out and buy a bell. You can always just clap your hands if you want to. So go ahead and do that if you want. So we do that 3 times. Then I bow in the direction that we're facing and I come to kneeling. So now that I blessed the space, I'll bless myself. Touch my hand to my forehead, say bless my thoughts. Touch my hand to my throat, say bless my words, and extend my hands in front of me and say bless my deeds. Okay, now the space is blessed. We are blessed. Now what do we do? Well, now it's time to pray. So what do we say? What do we say when we pray? Wish I could tell you that I have something that's been handed down from generation to generation, or that was written down on stone tablets. I don't have such a thing. I'm sorry. What we do have is a lot of poetry, and some of that poetry lends itself very, very well to prayer. So what poetry shall we use? Well, for a lot of us heathens out there, a lot of old salts, we use the Sigdrifamal. That's verses 2 and 3. Those are the verses that begin, hail day, hail sons of day, and the verse that begins, hail the gods, hail the goddesses. Seems to make sense, right? So those 2 verses are the ones that we use as typically our prayer or our structure for prayer. If you don't know it, don't worry. I will have it up on the screen so you can follow along. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Don't worry. This is totally stress-free, and there's no test on this either. So you're good. So I'll put that up on the screen for you. But then after those 2, we're going to get into our free verses. Now, this is where I ask you guys in chat if you have any gods or goddesses or anyone you want hailed in our prayer today. I will do some free verses to see if we can get those going. Those free verses will follow the same general structure as the Sigdrifamal does. So it'll be like that hail day, hail sons of day type style, but it's just me making it up off the top of my head. That's what I'm doing. So after doing that, oh, I see those requests are flying in. They're flying in. Please, while I understand people might have multiple gods that they want requested, please resist the temptation to just name them all. Civilized, I'm looking at you. Yeah, chat garb. Okay. So, requests in the chat. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So after doing those free verses, I just want to say, after each verse, you'll see me prostrate. I go full face down, hands down. So from kneeling, I'll go full face down, hands down, back to kneeling, full face down, hands down. You'll see that over and over again after each verse. That is and people have questioned this. That is historically based. It's actually two places where you find that. One is in Ibn Fadlan. He explicitly says that Norse pagans prostrated when they prayed. And then in another one, which is a little bit more oblique of a reference, it's the saga about Bui Andresen, or Bui Andresen? Bui. It was Bui. He was one of those kind of Norse anti-hero atheist types, and he looked at people, who prayed as kind of dumb. And so he saw one of his enemies praying, and he attacked him while he was praying, and he could attack him because he was prostrating on the ground. So there's the two references that we have to prostration that I'm aware of. So we have one all the way from the Far East, then we have one all the way from Iceland. Seems to me to be a pretty well attested practice. So I do it too. You shouldn't feel bad if you do it as well. Okay, so after doing that, we'll do a short meditation of about 2 minutes in length. And what we're going to do is I tend to think of prayer as an encounter between us and the gods. So the gods and me here sharing this moment. And what I want to do with that is think about how I take this moment out into the world with me. So through seeking wisdom, through speaking kindly and truthfully towards others, and through doing good deeds, bringing this moment with the gods out into the world through our thoughts, words, and actions. Okay, that's what we'll meditate on for about 2 minutes. After those 2 minutes are up, I will rise to my feet, I will bow twice more, and then we will get to our Q&A. Do we have any cues before we begin? Civilized, you put them all in there. Second, answer this text. Have one moment before we begin. Life. All right. Get to it. Is there a PDF of the text of the prayer on the website? The text of the prayer is available wherever books are sold. It's in the Sigdrifamal in the Poetic Edda. All right, let's get started. Bless my thoughts, bless my words, and bless my deeds. Hail day, hail sons of day, hail night and her daughter. Look upon us with kind eyes, as we who are patient find peace. Hail the gods. Hail the goddesses. Hail the ever-giving earth. Bless us with wisdom and kind words and healing hands, lifelong. Starting this off with a bang. And you know, his holiday's coming up, so 2 days it'll be Lokabrenna. So here we go. Hail Loki. Hail to the faithful companion. Hail to he who accompanies those who have the courage to be themselves. Hail Loki, may you bless and protect and walk alongside of those who are on the journey to be their truest selves, be brave in that self. May you walk with them, may you transform their obstacles into the path that they must tread. Hail Air. Hail to the healing maiden. Hail to she, the best of physicians. And may you stand beside, heal, and help all of our loved ones into ourselves. Those of us seeking healing, health, restore us to wholeness. Hail Thor. Hail son of Odin and of earth. Hail to our sustainer and our protector. Thor, may you guard and protect the steps of those of us who are traveling in this world. Bless and protect us. Bless and protect the innocent victims of war, children. May your hammer always bless, protect, and restore them. Sorry guys, it is a little hot in here. I feel a little bit like a Baptist minister at an old spiritual. A little old revival. A tent revival. It's certainly hot enough for it. Okay. Speaking of hot enough. Hail Hell. Hail to the gracious hostess. Hail to she, the guardian and protector of our beloved dead. Hail, may you bless, protect, and keep in your care all of our beloved dead until the day that we are able to join them once again. Ooh, spicy crowd today. Hail Fenrir. Hail to the hungerer for justice. Hail to the fierce protector of the wounded. Fenrir, may you walk beside those who have been wronged, who have been wounded. Guide them to resolution, restitution, and guide them through your protection to peace. Hail Bragi. Hail to you, King of Skalds. Hail to you of the rune-cut tongue. Bless our words with eloquence. Bless our stories with purpose. And may we inspire those with the truth we tell. Hail Skadi. Hail to the mountain maiden, hail to she who walks behind the trees. Skadi, may you walk beside those of us who are lost, homeless, those of us who have not yet found our place to be. Walk beside us in the wilds. guide us, comfort us, and bring us home. Hail Ran, and hail to your husband Aegir, hail to the great hosts of the sea. Hail to you who are the host, the lost at sea, to those who die at sea. May they always find comfort, warmth, and a great feast waiting for them in your gracious hall. Hail Tyr. Hail to the righteous one. Hail to the Lord of justice. Tyr, give us the courage to pursue justice and the courage to bear justice when it is done to us. Hail Odin. Hail to the Lord of Wisdom. Hail to the Grey Wanderer. Odin, may you bless and guide us as we seek wisdom and truth. May you guide and bless our words so that we may speak that truth and wisdom. One last bonus one. I saw one come in. Hail Shofen. Hail to the Maiden of Love. Hail to you, handmaiden of Frigg. Shofen, may you come to those who are feeling heartbreak, sadness, might miss their beloved. Comfort them, bring them hope, and heal their heartbreak. All right. Now that was a big one. Whew, sweating here. Again, we're at the Asatru tent revival here, people. Hallelujah, as it were. That was terrible. I am sorry. I'm gonna do it again. But like, all right. Now we're gonna move on to our meditation now. Okay, so it's gonna be about 2 minutes, and we are gonna think about how we are gonna seek wisdom. We're going to speak kindly and truthfully towards others, and how we are going to do good deeds in the week to come. How are we going to take this moment, this time with the gods, and bring it out into the world with us? Thank you so much. All right, let's stand and bow twice more. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our prayer service this evening. Thank you all for your comments and for participating. If you played along at home, congratulations. You have done a Norse pagan prayer. If you've never done one before, this could be your first. Great job. As far as where this song came from, yes, it's basically experiments that I was doing with writing Norse pagan mantras. This was one for Balder. And then I took those Old Norse mantras, I put them into AI to get some kind of background music out of it, and that's what came out. Yeah, it's rather soothing, but yeah, I wrote it. AI just put it to music for me. Yeah, it's relax. I find it to be a relaxing one. I'm wondering if they didn't put Lorena McKennett's, if they didn't just swipe a version of Lorena McKennett's voice to that. Thank you all for so much for being here. I see there's a little bit of conversation going on in the comments. About Tyr. How would you free yourself from want? Kina, if I knew the answer to that, I would not be here. I would probably be on a mountain somewhere meditating if I could free myself from want. I do not know the answer to that question. The only thing that I can say is for people to again, seek wisdom, speak kindly and truthfully towards others, and do good and healing deeds. That's the best I can do. But hey, if I knew how to end all want, I don't know if I'd even tell you. I would be communicating it telepathically to every single person, because I feel like I would have achieved that much power. Yeah, here's the thing, Brandon, right? I didn't want to use Danheim because I don't want to. I don't actually think his music is particularly. Here was the thing. Okay, I'll tell you part why. This is me, I suppose, making the argument for the AI stuff. Was that I didn't have a ton of money to pay the royalties to artists, right? To pay for all of it. So I tried to use like a streaming service that would do it, but that didn't work. But also, a lot of Norse pagan music out there just wasn't quite the right vibe, right? There's this there's this darkness that I find in a lot of Norse pagan music, especially Danheim. It's like super dark and atmospheric, right? And what I was looking for was more devotional, more kind of happy, more thoughtful, more like a mantra, right? Like, because I was listening to a lot of Hindu mantras, and I'm like, they don't sound sad at all. they don't sound like dour or dark or something like that. But all the Norse pagan music that I was listening to, I listened to Wardruna, I'd listened to Danheim, I'd listened to Eivor, Awar, this whole new neo-tribal folk thing. And I mean, man, this is just like super dark, like or intense, or like super intense, right? And I just thought, like, that's not the journey I want to take people on. And again, when listening to mantras, when listening to like Buddhist chants, there's not this kind of darkness around it, I guess. There's much more lightness, much more happiness, much more joy, expression of joy. So I'm like, how do I get this together? So I go to AI and I'm like, okay, here's the mantras that I've made up in Old Norse, right? Take these and combine these together with Hindu mantras, and like give me something like that. And that's what ended up coming out. As far as like Tyr and justice goes, I don't know, that whole story to me, I think people, one of the things that I think about when I think about that is when we think about courage, Tyr in that story is likely the most blameless out of everyone, because he is literally doing the will that the gods told him to do, right? They tell him to raise, he's the one who has to actually raise Fenrir. He's the one who actually has to feed Fenrir. Because he's being told to. Then the gods decide, hey, whoops, oopsie, like, funny story, we can't feed him here because he's getting real strong, and he's feeling his strength, and he's probably gonna eat us. So we're gonna need someone, just like we needed someone to feed him. Now we're gonna need someone to put his hand in his mouth to bind him. And Tyr, you'd think, would be the last person to do that, right? Because, well, guys, you told me to do this thing before. Why would I do this thing for you now? It's not, it seems unjust. It seems profoundly unjust to him to do that, right? Because you ordered him before to feed the dog. Now he's got to feed him his hand? That doesn't seem right. But he does it. He does it because it's the judgment of the thing. Right? It's the judgment of the thing. The thing said some people have to feed Fenrir. So someone's got to feed Fenrir. Tyr does it. The thing said the hand has to go in his mouth. Someone has to put their hand in his mouth. He did it. It's the courage to face the dictates of the thing, even though it seems unjust. Because he could have said no. He could have said no, and then according to the logic of the story, Fenrir could have just eaten everybody. Just going by the logic of the story. I'm not generally a person who says like the stories are literal things that happen, but if we follow the logic of the story, that's what seems to be the case to me, is that Tyr has the courage to face not only to feed the wolf as when everyone else was afraid to, but he was also courageous enough to put his hand in the wolf's mouth, even though everyone else was afraid to. And it's not really fair for him to have to do that, because it's not his fault. He's doing the thing that he's supposed to do. Do the wings that Thor took from Freya have a name? Kina, you were asking all kinds of questions this evening. I'm liking them, but I wish I could tell you. I do not know those names. I do not know the names of the wings that Thor took from Freya. Poetic question, though. I like it. I actually prefer if it doesn't have an answer. All right, folks. Thank you all for your questions this evening. Thank you for participating this evening. Thank you for coming this evening. Thank you for coming to our prayer service on Saturday nights. It's always more fun with more people. So yeah, newcomers, thank you so much for coming. If this has been your first Norse Pagan prayer, congratulations, you did it. You did it. And I hope to see you guys back here again next week, every week after that. I think we're coming up on I think this might be our 1 year anniversary. I'm not sure. And thank you, and happy Lokabrenna to those of you who celebrate Lokabrenna. That is on the 13th. So I wish I could tell you what to do, but I don't think it'd be in the spirit of Lokabrenna for me to tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, have a good one.